Scenes from St Paul's.
Thank you very much. Please give this constable a huge round of applause.
Thank you very much for coming over. Basically, we've got a few questions regarding like certain situations in the law. No, I'll try and keep it simple because we all need to actually know to find.
I ain't making any promises, but I do what I can.
Thank you very much. That's exactly what we want. Now, the thing is, with this place, St Paul's, it's nobody seems to be able to know who owns the deeds to the land. Is that correct? You don't know? All right then. I'll put it to you, right? This is the way it is. St Paul's doesn't have any deeds because it's held in trust. It's St Paul's Foundation. Right, so if it's St Paul's Foundation and it's got a body of trustees and they've closed the place because they're not making money and they're blaming everybody out here who are the beneficiaries, who are complaining about usury, which it says in the Bible is against the law, then surely they're in breach of trust and we're allowed to take that building. Is that correct, or...?
I don't know.
Lawyers get paid tons of money.
I have. But finally started doing half a job.
But you enforce the law.
The thing is...
You enforce the law, so surely you should know it to a T.
No, they uphold the law, they enforce statutes and
I was
acts.
talking about land registry and all sorts of other types of aspects of the law. It's a huge, vast subject. I'm sure a lot of you
So then
far
why
Would I be correct in saying that...
our name and our details?
You'll be a lot of you, I'm sure, are far more familiar with the other aspects of the law than I am. I know nothing about civil law, property law.
But you enforce civil law on a daily basis.
No, criminal law.
Do you know what Black's Law Dictionary is, sir?
But we can't come in. Can we come in, mate?
Not my land.
Until proven guilty.
It's not... Right, this is it. Did you hear what he just said?
It's
not our
not.
land. Right? What he's saying is, this has nothing to do with the City of London Police. It's the St Paul's Foundation. It has trustees and beneficiaries.
So we can stay.
We are the beneficiaries. As long as we look after this place, take care of it, and keep peaceful and benefit from it.
And don't occupy it.
But if you're claiming to occupy it, you will be extracted from here because legally you're claiming to go to war with the church that are basically letting you be the beneficiaries of the whole thing here.
They didn't know that, you just told them that.
Oh no, they do. I'm speaking to another inspector earlier, and it's all being passed about because we need these guys on our
These
side.
are great beings, though.
Most of you guys probably do join. How many years ago did you both join? 18.
Hold this minute.
23. So can you remember when you joined, for what reasons you joined for?
Yeah, I remember the interview. There was a question. Strange enough, they asked me that.
Cool. Let me turn this off.
What was your answer?
To help people.
To help people. This is what like most of them do join. A good 99%. These are the 99% as well.
Come join us.
Their hands are tied. Ours are free. If we believe so. Now the thing is, most constables or blokes, human beings in costume, is the way I see them. It is an illusionary authority, you would agree with me?
What's that thing?
Would you agree with me that the high-vis, the hat, the radio, the Masonic symbolism, the teachings of how to deal with people in the public, it's all about control by fear?
No, totally disagree.
No?
Utterly.
Really?
Disagree.
The outfits, especially the riot gear, is looking more and more like...
You didn't mention Mike here. You
Zip,
mentioned
zip.
his jacket.
This is
radio.
About time you
Right.
come, Jim.
How many people here talk to the police on regular occasions? I've got a few. But why don't other people talk to them? Is anybody here actually scared of talking to police?
A little bit, not no more.
Okay, about the same amount.
Yeah, you know, I used to be.
Right? The thing is, many people do get scared of talking to you guys. Because, like, the way you're trained to do your job...
And they're not taught legalese.
And you're not taught legalese, that's right. You're taught common law and statute law, and it's all law. But it's not. Like, a statute is legally defined as a legislated rule of society. It's just a rule, it's not law. It requires consent to be given the force of law. So where would you get consent from?
I am.
No comment.
You did indeed. That's why I was asking this gentleman.
How the tables have turned.
I don't think it was.
Yeah, you did say you.
I
didn't
said
you? Oh, no,
you
yeah.
are the consent. You voted the legislators in. You're
No, I
the
didn't
one.
vote.
Oh, well, yeah, you have the opportunity to vote the legislators in. It's created for you, provided for you to go and say.
Could we do a little bit of role play there?
No, I don't do
No, just one little bit. What would you say if you was gonna?
I need an equity card.
All right, we won't do role play. But what would you say to me if, like, you wanted to ask for my name,
Safe money.
and then what would you reply if I said, do you have any proof that I'm liable to have such a thing?
What, a name?
Everyone has a name.
Everyone has a name. Could I prove to you very, very quickly that
What
you...
did your
Would you just accept our first name, or would you need the full?
First name, my first name was I think it's a boy. Pardon?
You're talking about the concept of actually having a name.
Not the concept, the registration of the name. Your mother may have called you so, and your father.
That's your name.
Yes, but then they register it. The legal definition of register is transfer of title ownership. So when your parents submitted an application of registration, submit is to give up, application is to beg and to know what you're begging for, registration is transfer of title ownership. Your parents begged to give up ownership of you, and they made a commodity out of you and created a birth certificate.
How did you learn all this?
How do you deal with
Where?
the bill
Read it,
internally
or
was
you
brought
talk
up by a pack?
Basically,
This guy's amazing.
I
I like this
I
episode.
looked at like a lot of statutes, acts. I was a bit.
I don't know.
Oh, hang on.
Where?
I'm telling you about my education. I grew up and I was a bit of a wide boy. And
Essex. Not Essex, what?
I'm an Essex boy. I'm joking.
no, just a wide boy. And the thing was, you know what I mean, I was a bit rebellious and I didn't know why. I was against the system. And I was brought up in a family that if I ever got nicked, don't ever talk to you guys. There's divide created, you know what I mean? There's a huge divide created. We've got to stop this to get anywhere. Because we're going to need you guys to actually arrest the criminals when it comes down to it. And it's coming close to that day. I think that this anonymous occupation all over the world has been set up by governments. Because the legal definition of occupy is to go to war. So anybody that's at these
So it's still an illusion.
are basically,
Going to war.
yeah, you're tripping yourselves up. How many people have ever tried to make some kind of positive action protest and with peaceful information and the truth and facts like this, and it's actually got in the papers? Right, there's one. Look.
Been on marches.
Now the thing is,
One out of.
and
Got
not
the papers.
what this talk here.
The wider concept is
Yeah, but if this talk here was in the papers,
Yeah.
Is a wrong.
that's what we're saying.
Now they're
This is what
calling it
needs to be in the
occupying
papers.
as well.
And your definition of occupy was to go to war.
Not mine. The law.
The law-
definition.
Look at the Black's Law Dictionary.
Black's Law Dictionary. Like you've probably only been shown Black Stones and Archibalds, right? But you've not heard of Black's Law Dictionary.
Well, I've heard of blacks as the publishers or whatever, and they're in that field.
Yeah. So 23 years and 18 years, and you've not been shown these 9 editions of Black's Law.
41 years.
It's unreal, isn't it?
I've never wrote 9 editions of Black's Law. Then stay awake, it's never going to happen.
So, like, if it's said in there that a person was legally defined as a corporation,
I'm not worried about it, what people are legally defined. It makes no interest to me. It's people are people, aren't they? And that's,
Yeah, but it's still the illusion.
that's right.
that's
But
the individual I'm dealing with on a daily
Then
basis.
how comes they're not taught that in
the
schools?
thing
from
is,
a
the
young age?
statutes and acts are acting upon the person.
And which people
That's how
claim
it
to be.
works in the statute. They're acting upon the person. So when you get them to give you a name, and a person is legally defined as a corporation, they're actually admitting that they're representing a corporation that you can act upon. When you give the date of birth, it gives joinder to that name through the birth
Trust me,
certificate.
you're way too deep for me, way beyond anything I'm taking in.
It's probably the chemtrails, sir, actually. And the fluoride in your water, but it's probably the chemtrails. That's the barium floating down on you. Yeah.
Come down, this woman wants...
Have you ever given a fine or a statute to someone?
This
that's
woman can sing
for
as well, you
something
know.
That like
Trust me.
a parking ticket, not a parking ticket, obviously, but a speeding ticket, throwing a
If
cigarette.
anybody's got a question for these fine constables,
A fine for someone throwing a cigarette